Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And yeah, for the season 10 season premiere, you can tell I got an intro. I got a new intro. The first couple of seconds are kind of muted because my computer is muted. But besides that, it's pretty good. Cool. Overall, but my other thing here, I got two other things. First of all, I got banners now on my YouTube page for all of my channels, my X page for my podcast, and my Facebook page for my podcast. So, new banners. You're the head page or whatever you call it. One sec. Cover photo on Facebook, whatever. But yeah, but my main thing is I have new graphics for YouTube. I have graphics, two gray bars. On the top one, it says what we are doing this episode and in order. So today, the first thing we're gonna do is go over fantasy. A brand new fantasy. Let me refresh that real quick. We're gonna go over fantasy first, and then we're gonna review today's USHL games. We're gonna go over the USHL standings, and then go over yesterday's NHL games. I did my prediction for today's podcast episode earlier today when I made up yesterday's podcast episode that I missed. So yeah. And then the bottom gray bar, I have the Intermission podcast. On the other side, I have the NHL and USHL podcast. In the middle, I have subscribe, like, and turn notifications. A little photo of that. Yeah, graphics. So every single episode I will have in the top what we're doing for that day in order. So it looks kind of nice. It looks kind of nice. Yeah, if you watch your Spotify, you don't really see any of that stuff. You can hear the intro in the beginning, but that's about it. Yeah. It blocks off the top. Like, it blocks off my tabs. It blocks off the top. My tabs. The website I'm on. And then all my blocks off. All the stuff. Yeah, then on the bottom of it only blocks off. But it's fine. It looks good, actually. Yeah. That looks good. So hopefully you guys like it. If not, you haven't. Oh, in the fantasy. So I'm last person in the winner's bracket. So there's 4 people in the winner's bracket, 6 in the loser's bracket. Consolation ladder. All in this. I am the 4 seed in the bracket, facing number 1. We are facing off. So I was winning by like 10 points earlier. Now I'm only winning by 0.7. I have 123 points. He has 122.3. My top performers are Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Brock Besser. His top performers are Valentine Blackie. We are blowing the lead. And then the other one, Salmon Slayers would be in the Boldy, 157.7 to 100.6. So that game's already basically over. 40 top performers are Philip Forsberg, Darnell Nurse, and Matt Boldy. And then Salmon Slayers top performers Gustafson, Dobson, and Holloway. In the consolation ladder, or consolation bracket, we call it. Toronto Maple Leafs are being Daniels guaranteed 118.1 to 101.4. Sorry if you hear any background noise, by the way. But yeah, so yeah, Daniels guaranteed top performers are John Tavares, Thomas Turtle, Aiden Hill. Toronto Maple Leafs top performers are Austin Matthews, makes sense. Jonathan Huberdeau and Sergei Bobrovsky. And then the other matchup here, we have Glizzy beating Justice Scary Team, 86.4 to 65.3. Glizzy's top performance Andre Vasilevsky, Justin Folks, Sidney Crosby. Justice Scary Team top performance Evan Bouchard, Elias Pettersson, Travis Sanheim. And then Steve Smart Team's beating Taco, 80.7 to 76.4. And then C Smart Team top performer Jack Eichel, Nylander, Anderson. Taco's top performer Zach Hyman, Connor Bedard, Jordan Kyrou. Yeah, we really need to lock in here. We are still in the lead. If we end up losing this week, I will be pretty frustrated for a first round exit after leading the first week of this match. Literally since the start, I was winning. I'm still technically winning. So there's that. That's how we're looking like in fantasy. We'll review, as it says there. We are going to now review the games. There's USHL games. Muskegon completes 3-game sweep over Green Bay this weekend. Oh, wait. I mean, they did, but I didn't slip over the Sunday. Hold up. There we go. Muskegon destroys Green Bay again, 6-1 at home. So it's 26-24 in favor of Muskegon. Muskegon 1 for 2 in the power play. Green Bay goes 0 for 4. So yeah, Muskegon sweeps Green Bay this weekend 3 straight times at home. Green Bay 20 points behind 4th place in their 5th. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the East are neck and neck, and then it drops off a lot from then. Yeah, Chicago smacks Team USA U17s on the road 11-2. 5 goals in the first period. Chicago doesn't even score a single power play goal. That is more impressive for me. Team USA 0 for 1, and they did not capitalize either of their power. They did not capitalize on the lone power play opportunity. Cannot speak. Shots to 34-17 in favor of Chicago. Dominant performance for Chicago, to say the least. 2-4 Stampede, win 3 straight games, including 2 over the league-leading Lincoln Stars, and then 1 huge win at home over the Force. 21-28 in favor of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls 2 for 5 in the power play. Fargo's 1 for 3. And so, yeah. Okay. So, let's go with the USHL standings here. Okay, so here in the Eastern Conference, the top 4 teams are scrunched together right now. Number 1 in the East is the Big Fighting Saints, 37-17, 1-2 for 77 points. They dropped all 3 of their games this week, including 2 against Madison. A lot of Saints fans are really worried, and as a Saints fan, I have my concerns. Coming into these last 5 games here, Saints have 3 of them on the road, 2 of them at home, including the last 2 games of the season, including versus Madison at home. So we got 3 straight road games here coming into down to the stretch. Saints need to win out. They need to win all the last 5 games, and they need help from Muskegon and Madison to drop a couple of games. And if Muskegon and Madison play 3 times against each other this weekend, and the Beak plays Madison later this year, the second to last game. So with that being said, it's like it's possible with the Saints team, but it's like it gotta put it together. Like, we got great goaltenders, we got great defense, kind of, for the most part. Got the offense. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing good. Like, the Saints shouldn't be doing running away with the East. But the reason why they're not is because they're number 2, Madison Capital, 36-15-3 and 1 for 76 points. 5-game win streak. One of the hottest teams in the USHL right now. Maybe even the hottest. Like, they're on fire right now, and they have been for a while. You look at Madison's remaining schedule here. They have 7 games left to play. They play Muskegon 3 times in Muskegon this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they play Lincoln twice in Madison, Dubuque in Dubuque, and then Green Bay in Madison to end the week. So they got a pretty tough schedule coming up to end the season. They do. So it's really interesting. It's really, really gonna test Madison and how they're able to handle it down the stretch. Same thing with the Saints and all the top Eastern Conference teams, really all the top teams in general. we're gonna have to see how they're able to handle it here. I'm gonna refresh the USHL page. Just one sec. Okay, yeah, we're back here. But yeah, we'll have to see how they come down the stretch here. But number 3 is Muskegon. 34-13, 4-4 for 76 points. Same Madison and Muskegon have 7 games left to play. Same amount of points. Muskegon's 8-0-1 in the last 9, 8-1-1 in the last 10. Muskegon might be one of the hottest teams. It might be the hottest team in the USHL as well. Madison, Muskegon, red hot, getting hot at the right time. Teams are cooking right now, and one of, if not the best goaltending tandems in the USHL for Muskegon. Muskegon's remaining schedule is Madison 3 times at home, and then Team USA, either I don't know if it's U18s or U17s, but either way, it's in Muskegon. Waterloo in Muskegon, Chicago in Muskegon, and then in Chicago to end the season. It's a lot of games at home, and that's not good if you're a Saint fan, which I am. Capital fan, Youngstown fan, they're really good at home. So they're gonna get a few wins on the stretch. So we'll have to see how that goes down here. But yeah, but number 4 in the East is Youngstown, 36-18-0-1 for 73 points. Same amount of games left as Madison Muskegon, 3 less points. 2-game win streak, 7-3 in the last 10. Yeah, it's huge down the stretch for these teams, right? Like Youngstown is still in the running for first place. They play Fargo twice next weekend, both in Youngstown. We know how good of a home team they are. They play Waterloo and Chicago and Youngstown. Chicago and Youngstown again that same weekend in 2 weeks. And then Team USA and Team USA, and then Team USA in Youngstown to end the year. So they have a lot of home games as well. So Muskegon and Youngstown will be going at it for sure. But then you got a bunch of, we got a drop off here of 20 points with Green Bay, 25-28, 1-2, 53 points. 6-game losing streak, 2-7-0 in the last 10. This team can't buy a win. That Wills old Aiden Park, phenomenal players, but no depth. 0 depth whatsoever. Goaltending's inconsistent. Defense is inconsistent. The whole team's just not very good. They'll probably get swept by Madison, Muskegon, Youngstown, Dubuque, whoever they end up facing in the first round. They're going to get swept by him more than likely. My number 6, Cedar Rapids, 23, 27, 2-3, 51 points. 2-6-1-1 in the last 10. 3-game losing streak. This is a type of team, very physical. They won't let you get very much shots, but they won't get very much shots themselves. They control the game at their own pace. They really do. They will make you work for your shots. They will keep you to the outside. They'll keep you to low quality shots. They will make you work for your shots. They're physical. They will wear you down. They will make you work. They're very, very terrible team to play against, especially in the playoffs. Whoever does end up getting the 3 seed to probably play Cedar Rapids. Honestly, it might be Green Bay at this point. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But assuming whoever plays Cedar Rapids in the first round is going to be a struggle. Because Cedar Rapids is that type of team, make you work for your shots. Keep you low type of shots. Physical, wear you down type of team. They don't put the puck in the net very often, so it's going to be a low-scoring game. Let's Cedar Rapids. So, like, the thing with Cedar Rapids is a team like Madison. Like, I noticed this when they played Dubuque, especially this week when I was at the game. Madison's a very fast team. They're the USHL equivalent of the Colorado Avalanche. They are. They're very fast. They will pick you off in neutral zone, when you enter the zone, whatever. Pick you off, and they'll beat you in transition. They'll beat you off the rush. Get a 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, whatever, down the other way, and they're too fast. They're fast. So if they'll outweight you, they'll be patient, and then they'll hit you when the time's right. They'll come out fast. They come out swinging. They're one of the fastest, probably the fastest team in the USHL. So if they play a team like Cedar Rapids in the first round, that could go either way. It's either Madison's too fast for Cedar Rapids, or Cedar Rapids is too physical for Madison, wears Madison down, and is able to wear him down and just be more patient, be more physical, and wear him down. It depends who's able to control, who is able to play the game at their own pace. Whichever one is able to do that will get the W most of the time in that series. If that were to happen, it's who's able to play at their own pace. Cedar Rapids is able to play at their own pace. Going to wear down Madison, not letting get good opportunities, and that's going to get tired. If Madison plays their own pace, they're going to be able to smoke Cedar Rapids, especially off the rush. They're too fast for them. But we're gonna have to see if it comes down to it. There's no guarantee any teams will face in the playoffs right now. But yeah, number 7, Chicago, 1931, 5-1, 44 points, 3-0-1 in the last 4, 4-5-1 in the last 10. Very, very, very young team. Next year, I expect them to be way better, but this year, not very good. 8 Team USA, 20-31-2, 43 points, 3 games in hand in Chicago. They'll probably finish above Chicago, but I don't know. 2-game losing streak, 6-4 in the last 10. They're pretty decent, pretty skilled, but not very good. U17s, U18 is nasty, but yeah. In the Western Conference here, we got number 1 Lincoln Stars, 40-15-2 and 0 for 82 points. 6-3-1 in the last 10. They are on a 3-game losing streak right now, including getting swept by Sioux Falls this weekend. But no need to worry about this Lincoln team. They have one of, if not the best goaltender in the USHL. Phenomenal defense. Will lock you down. Will shut you down. Get sticks in the way. Stick left. Seal you off. Then they're also a very physical team. They are not afraid to lay the body. And then they're good off the rush. They're good in the neutral zone. They can beat you off the rush. They go down there. They can score. They can play off facets of the game, but they're real good. They are all around, well-rounded, nasty team. Do not want to play them come the playoffs. Number 2, Sioux Falls team, 37-14-3 and 2 for 79 points. 7-2-0 win the last 10. This is one of the hottest teams in the USHL themselves. Sioux Falls very good on the offensive side of the puck. They can hem you in your zone. They can very quick decisions, very fast, but they're physical. They can win those physical games. They can grind out wins. And they have good goaltending at Aiden Wright. He is hurt right now. Yeah, he had been at least. But they're still winning. That's what's so impressed me about Sioux Falls. They can win even without their goalie. But number 3 is Waterloo Blackhawks. 29-15, 6-4 for 68 points. 7-2-1 in the last 10. Waterloo's also going to see the playoffs. As well as Lincoln, Sioux Falls. Obviously, Waterloo themselves, as I just said. Dubuque, Madison, Muskegon, Youngstown, and Sioux City. That's 8 teams in the USHL. 8 of the 12 teams that can possibly make the playoffs of the USHL already clinched. For Waterloo, they're a very fast team as well. They can beat you out the rush. But if you know how to beat a team like that, you can beat Waterloo. They're exploitable to a certain extent. Hendrickson was a huge pickup for them, becoming the number 1. He's been huge for Waterloo. It's going to be huge for the playoffs, in my opinion. They could pull off an upset and make a deep run this year. Number 4, Sioux City Musketeers. Most recent team in the USHL clincher just clinched this past weekend. 27-21, 3-4 for 61 points. 5-5 in the last 10. They're good on the offense side of the puck. They have 189 goals scored. The next goal will be the 200th goal of the season. The Senior Urban's a great goalie. I know what he can do. The defense just need to lock down a lot of times. Senior Urban will really bail him out sometimes. See what they do versus the likely first round matchup, especially since Waterloo is starting to pull away, but the likely first round matchup of the Fargo Force. 26-24, 4-2, 58 points, 2-6-2 in the last 10 for Fargo, including losing to Sioux City Musketeers this past weekend. Fargo, good defensive team. They're a very good defensive team. Alan Landek's a good goalie, but they can't score. And the defense has been slipping as of late, too, so they really just can't keep the puck out of the net, and they can't put the puck in the other net. Very unfortunate. Right now, if the playoffs started today, I would take Sioux City over Fargo any day. But we're going to see how that goes. But I've been saying this for probably like a month, maybe even 2 at this point. It's going to be between Sioux City and Fargo, but at this point, they're battling for who gets home ice advantage in the first round. At this point is what they're really battling for. I've been saying that for a while, but especially now, then Sioux City only has 7 games left, and Fargo has really, these last 6 or 7 games, respectively, they're really looking to see who can get home ice in the first round versus these 2 teams. Because if you look at it, Waterloo is 7 points ahead of Sioux City with a game in hand, and 10 points ahead of Fargo with 2 games in hand. So they're really running away. I wouldn't say they clinched number 3 technically yet. I think it would take another win, maybe 2 for Waterloo to actually clinch the number 3 spot. But if you look at it from a perspective of like you're trying to catch them, it's very unlikely. At this point, you're just trying to see who can get home ice advantage in the first round. Looking like Sioux City right now, since they have 3 more points than Fargo with the game in hand. Assuming they win that extra game that they have over Fargo, they'll be 5 points ahead of Fargo. If they don't win, they will still be 3 points ahead of them. But we're going to have to see what Sioux City does with that extra game in hand, and what Fargo and Sioux City are both able to do down the stretch in the last 6 or 7 games. We'll have to see what they do. Very interesting there. And number 6 is Tri-City still in 25-26, 3-1 for 54 points. So Chill's trying to chase down Fargo for the 5 seed because they'd rather face Sioux City than Waterloo for sure. They're 5-4-1 the last time. They've been picking up some huge wins down the stretch. They've pulled themselves within reach of Fargo. With the Fargo Force losing streak as of right now, not able to pull out wins when it matters most. They're slipping. Tri-City has been winning a good enough rate. When now they're only 6 points behind. Actually no, they are 4 points behind Fargo with the game in hand. Assuming they win that game that they have in hand on Fargo, whenever that extra game is going to be played during the rest of the season, they'll be 2 points behind Fargo. So we'll have to see what they do. But they have 4 points behind Fargo with the game in hand. It's very possible. If Fargo keeps losing and Tri-City picks up some huge wins down the stretch with the last 7 games they have left, we could see Tri-City facing Sioux City in the first round. We could see that happening. Is it gonna happen? Is it likely to happen? No. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. But yeah, 7 is Des Moines Buccaneers, 22, 34, 0, 48 points, 4-5-1 the last 10. They've really shot themselves out of the playoffs. They shot themselves in the foot too many times. They were like 2 points behind Tri-City. They were 1 point behind Tri-City, and they went on like a ridiculous 2 games in like 2 games, and they only won 2 games in like 12. They went like 2-10, 12 games, something like that. 1 point. Really killed themselves. So at this point, they're starting to pick up some wins. But not really. But at this point, they're 6 points behind Tri-City. And Tri-City has a game in hand, so Des Moines is gonna need to win out. It's unlikely, but Des Moines is gonna have to win out, and Tri-City is gonna have to lose a couple of these games. Des Moines wants to see playoff hockey. I think at 8, Omaha Lions are 7-42, 5-1 for only 20 points. Yeah. Omaha just kind of there. But my Eastern prediction for the end of the season, number 1. I want to say Dubuque. I do. And I think it's a possibility that they do end up getting number 1 in the East. But, and I've been saying they will all season. But right now, I think it's between them, Madison, and Muskegon. And I think Madison, Muskegon with the extra games in hand, I think they're going to win both of those extra games they have in hand, and they'd be above Dubuque. Realistically, not realistically, but I mean kind of, but including facing each other 3 times. So there could be a million possibilities. Muskegon could sweep Madison, jump above both of them. Vice versa, Madison could sweep Muskegon, jump above both of them. Muskegon could win 1, Madison could win. Muskegon could win 2, Madison could win 1, which is what I think is going to happen. And if that does happen, Muskegon picks up some huge wins down the stretch. Since they play Chicago twice, they'll probably end up winning both of those games. Muskegon is looking like the way this schedule is lining up and the way the situation is going, Muskegon's looking like they're in the driver's seat of getting number 1 in the East. With the schedule they'll have lined up, most of their games throughout the stretch is at home, including 3 of them against Madison, assuming they win at least 2 of those games. And then they have 2 more games, which are Chicago, which they should win both of those. They're looking like they're in the driver's seat to get number 1 in the East right now. But Madison has a tough schedule, including on the road versus one of the best home teams in the league in Muskegon. Madison's not a great home team, not a great road team. And then they'll play Lincoln twice, and then Dubuque, and then Green Bay. So, and they've had struggles against Green Bay. It isn't Madison one of the best home teams in the league, but still, and they play in Dubuque, and Dubuque's one of the best home teams in the league as well. In their own right. So Madison's in a ridiculous schedule. Dubuque kind of is hoping Muskegon and Madison lose, which I don't know if that's going to really happen. And Muskegon's in the driver's seat. So I'm going to say Muskegon is able to come out with number 1 in the East. Number 2, I'm going to say Dubuque. I think Madison's going to drop 2 of the games versus Muskegon, and I think Dubuque's going to take up their last game versus Madison. Dubuque wins out, and I think Dubuque gets number 2. 3 is going to be Madison. 4, Youngstown. 5, I don't know. Green Bay, probably. Number 6, Cedar Rapids. 7, Chicago. 8, Team USA. So I think Muskegon's necessarily a better team than Dubuque and Madison. No, not really. Do I think they have the easiest schedule compared to those teams, especially since they play at home for most of those games? Yes. the easier path to getting number one in the East. More the word that I'm trying to find. The easier path to getting number one in the East. I think they're gonna do that there. If you look at Youngstown, it's not impossible to get number one. I just don't think they're gonna do. I think Madison, Dubuque, and Muskegon has created enough separation. They're all gonna win a lot of the games that they have remaining. I think, and they're gonna start to pull away a little bit. But Youngstown's gonna be pretty happy. Not happy, but like oh my god, what's the word? Like it's not ideal, but they're like not. They're like okay, that's fine, kind of thing. We're playing Green Bay at home for all three of those games. They should probably realistically sweep Green Bay in the first round. Green Bay's not good, and then if that lines up, Madison will meet Cedar Rapids, which I kind of talked about that. Not because I even knew what I was gonna predict, but now since I kind of lined up, it's kind of convenient that I talked about that a little earlier. It depends who controls the pace of the game, and I think if that series does end up happening, I think it would be Madison to control most of that pace because of the way Cedar Rapids plays. They really rely on the other team to get kind of tired, and I think Madison's gonna condition for that, and I think Madison's gonna be able to find a way to not get too tired. During that series, and I think the really thing that puts me over with that is it's in Madison. Madison's one of, if not the best home team in the entire USHL. They're dominant at home, and I think that them being at home is going to really put them over the edge. Madison will more than likely sweep Cedar Rapids in that series. Just because Madison at home is so good. And then Dubuque would probably play Madison then, which, oh my goodness, that would be cinema. And then Muskegon would probably play Youngstown, which would also be cinema. So that would set up into the East if that would have happened. But there's so many different scenarios. It could be a scenario Dubuque finds a way to get number one in the East. So obviously Madison, Muskegon, Youngstown could find a way to crawl up there and steal number one. There's only the 3 points behind Madison and Muskegon with same amount of games played, and then 4 games behind Dubuque with 2 games in hand. So yeah. If you look in the West, my standing prediction for that, Lincoln's number one. I think they're too dominant. I still think they're going to find a way to a few games down the stretch. I do play Madison twice, which is going to be tough, but I think they're going to be able to get number one in the West. Number 2, I think going to be Sioux Falls, just a little bit behind Lincoln. Number 3, Waterloo. Number 4, Sioux City. I think number 5, I think Fargo's created enough separation with that 4 points that I don't think Tri-City's going to be able to win enough games down the stretch to get number 5, number 6 right behind them. Tri-City, 7 Des Moines, 8 Omaha. That would set up Sioux City versus Fargo, which just started today. Sioux City would win it coming into the playoffs. Probably still Sioux City, honestly. When the playoffs do start, I would probably take Sioux City in that series in 3 games. Too good offensively, could put the puck in the net, but they also can keep the puck out of the net when they need to. So yeah, it would be Waterloo versus Tri-City. Waterloo outmatches Tri-City. I do like Nolan Road and Artemi Nizamea for Tri-City. I think they're going to really propel them on the offensive side of the puck. But I don't think they're going to be able to keep the puck out of the net enough for Waterloo. I think Waterloo is going to be like, yeah, you guys can maybe score, but if you can hold them, contain them, they can put the puck in the net. Tri-City's not going to keep the puck out of the net against them with a team like Waterloo. So if that does happen, it would be Waterloo, Sioux Falls, Lincoln, Sioux City in the second round. So we need to see how that goes. But yeah, that's that. So that we're gonna review yesterday's NHL games, and then we're gonna skedaddle. I gotta check the March Madness scores real quick. I think tomorrow I'm gonna make my season predictions, my prediction for the 2025 MLB season. Tomorrow on my MLB channel. Ole Miss smacked Iowa State. It wasn't smacked. It was actually like than it was at one point. They're 13 points. Michigan State's barely beating New Mexico. Arizona's beating Oregon by 4 points and a half. Maryland hit a bunch of beaters. Colorado State. I was watching that. Alabama beat St. Mary by 14 points. Kentucky beat Illinois by 9. Duke smacked Baylor as per usual. And then Florida barely beat you. But UConn made a huge 3 at the buzzer. So made it a 2-point game, so it looks a little closer. But it was a very, very close game. Very uncomfortable since I had Florida going to the championship in my bracket. Which, by the way, my bracket is on the Buzzer Beater Breakdown channel, which is linked in the description. So you can click on the link that says my basketball channel. Next to it says Buzzer Beater Breakdown. The link to it. Click on that. Watch my bracket. I break it down for you. But yeah, enough with the shout out. I wasn't even planning on shouting that out. But it just kind of happened to be, so I kind of just like rolled with it. So. Okay, so yeah, let's review yesterday's game. So the Canucks are in MSG playing the New York Rangers in a pivotal playoff matchup here. Not matchup, but playoff. What's the word I'm looking for? Pivotal playoff implications. There we go. But the Canucks outshoot the Rangers 39-12, but fall 5-3. Kevin Lankinen lets up 4 goals and 11 shots. Igor make 36 saves and 39 shots against. A bit of a goaltending situation there. Canucks play ridiculous out of the mind. They can't buy a win. I don't know. I think the two teams that I'm really eyeing for my prediction to make the Western Conference play, the second wild card are the Blues and the Flames. Those teams look like the best. They are. The Blues are currently on a 6-game win streak, and the Flames are on a 3-game win streak of their own. So let's see what happens here. And I really like Dustin Wolf. But yeah. The Stars don't play their prettiest game, but in overtime they get the W. They go up 2-0 with the Flyers. They let them come back, forced overtime. They get the W in overtime. I still have my concerns with the Stars, and I've been saying this for a while though. That I'm not a big believer in the Stars. I'm not. I'm not liking the trajectory that this team is heading right now. They're picking up wins. Don't get me wrong. That's what matters to the playoffs. They're picking up wins, but the way they're picking up wins is not convincing. They lost to the Avalanche. They lost to the Jets. We're gonna have to see what happens there, but you never know. They're also the Dallas Stars. They had good playoff experience. The Minnesota Wild take care of business at home. They're actually starting to get pretty hot versus games at home. They're actually starting to win games at home, which is very good for them. That's what they needed, is to get games at home, which they are seeming to do. 20 saves and 21 shots against Augusta. He continues to be one of the most underrated goalies in the entire NHL this season, continuing to be a brick wall for the Wild. He's been since the start, and the Wild again hot at the right time. St. Louis Blues and Pat Maroon's last game in St. Louis, very emotional night for him. With the Blues, take care of business with the Blackhawks, but he handedly at home. Extend their win streak to 5 games. After that one, 4-1 W over the rivals in the Hawks. 26 saves, 27 shots against Joel Hoffer. They can win with both of the goals, which is huge for the Blues. Dominating every team they play. I don't say dominating, but being pretty handily. The Flames in Rhode Island to take on the Islanders, and the Flames pick up a huge 4-3 W in overtime. And it's Nazem Kadri with the overtime winner in New York to get the job done versus the Islanders. The Kings blow out the red hot Hurricanes 7-2 at home. Or they were red hot. They're not really anymore. Hurricanes didn't play terrible, honestly. Kochekov let up 7 goals and 25 shots. Not going to get the job done, that's for sure. But 34 saves and 36 shots against for Big Save Dave. 1-800 Big Save Dave on the dial. So let's see what he does there. Oh, we know what he did there. He did phenomenal. Capitals stay hot. They defeat the Panthers in the Eastern Conference Heavyweight Showdown. No Alex Ovechkin goal though. That does suck. Vitek Vanacek lets up 6 goals on 31 shots against. 33 saves and 36 shots against for Logan Thompson. Great performance for Logan Thompson. The Capitals stay hot. Hockey Club upset the Lightning 6-4 at home in the Hockey Club. Eyeing down a playoff spot. One of those sneaky teams out of the West that could steal a playoff spot. 19 saves and 24 shots against for a Halverson for the Lightning. Not quite sure who that is. 22 saves and 26 shots against for the Belgian Rocket. He didn't have a phenomenal performance, but he has been great all season for them, really. The Avalanche, 4-1 over the Canadiens in the third period. 3-2 Canadiens goal in the third period. Forced overtime, they'll go in overtime. And in the shootout, it's Brock Nelson, the shootout winner. Gets the job done versus the Montreal Canadiens. Avalanche don't fend off the embarrassment in the Bell Center and get the job done. The Senators control the game from start to finish versus the New Jersey Devils. And 25 saves on 27 shots against for Linus Ullmark in New Jersey. And they beat up a banged up Devil team who, luckily, the Blue Jackets are banged up as well. And the Rangers can't buy a win for the Devils. That's luckily for the Devils until they begin chase down. The Leafs, struggling to pick up wins, wasn't really concerned because they were losing the good teams. But now they lose to the Predators 5-2 at home. On the road, I guess, for the Leafs. Leafs go up 2-0, left 5 unanswered for the Predators. Great comeback win for the Predators, and the Leafs struggling there. Knights defeat the Red Wings 6-3 at home. They get the job done. Pretty dang good fashion, too. 28 saves and 31 shots against Raven Hill. The Knights continue to be an underrated threat out of the West. The Oilers take care of business 5-4 at home. Nail biter there in Edmonton. A little too close for comfort for Oilers fans there, but they get the job done. That's what matters. And the playoffs might not be the prettiest one, but if you get the one, that's all you care about. And the Sharks upset a struggling Bruins team 3-1 at home. They get the job done there. 22 saved and 23 shots against for Alexander Georgiev. So yeah. Yeah, that's what happened that night. So, but yeah, tomorrow's gonna be NHL Monday. I hope you enjoyed the announcement. But should I play the intro real quick one more time with my? Okay, I'm gonna do that with my computer mic. My up. Here we go. Here it is. In 3. When I say go, 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Go. There it is. That is the intro. I'm gonna be playing that every day. Okay, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this podcast episode. Great morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time you're watching this. Subscribe to the channel if you like this podcast. Follow us on Spotify. If you're watching Spotify, it's the same thing. Following on Spotify and subscribing on YouTube, it's the same thing. Like this podcast episode if you like this podcast episode in particular. Turn on post notifications on YouTube if so you know right every time a video is uploaded on this channel. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's episode 1 of season 10, the season premiere, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 2 of season 10. It's a brand new slate of this podcast. I hope you enjoy the new graphics. I'm gonna be making new thumbnails either tomorrow. I'm probably gonna start making them on Tuesday because I'm gonna make my MLB video tomorrow for my for predictions since the MLB starts really soon. I need to kind of get them out. I'm gonna do that, and then on Tuesday I'm gonna start making new thumbnails for this podcast and all of my other channels. So I got that lined up. So yeah, but yeah, it's gonna do it. Hope you enjoyed. So yep, peace.